Johnny Gaudreau, Columbus Blue Jackets, but World Championship, Team USA, players only bump, which is inevitably what you're going to get from this. Does that sound good for you? You're going to get a nice little bump and dominate over there, or what?
Yeah, I'm excited. After seeing all the bumps the other guys had, it'll be great to have one.
Hey, talk about, if you don't mind, real quick. We'll kind of just touch on that. I mean, what's the decision process like? You've been at a number of these now, right? And you've been at different stages of your career. And is there a different mindset as far as the purpose of going when you're younger, as opposed to, you've been around a little while now, and take us through kind of what you're thinking?
Yeah, I think a few things go into it. Obviously, it's been a while since the U.S. has won that tournament, and I've gone a few times. I think this will be my 5th time. So hopefully we can change that this year. And 2 years, you want to kind of stay in that frame of, being able to play into May and June. And I think this is a good opportunity for me.
Yeah, I mean, it's a big tournament, and I don't know if you've thought about this at all. USA Hockey's obviously come a long way. So with the Four Nations tournament coming up, the Olympics in 2 years, do you want to stay, with USA Hockey to show them that you're serious, that you're committed to them, that you want to be considered for those teams? Is that part of your thinking when going to this tournament?
Well, yeah, obviously, the Olympics weren't there the past 2 years that we've had opportunities to go to. So, for me, I think not only would it be great to be a part of those teams, but anytime you get to represent your country and play for them, it's exciting, and you never take it for granted. So I'm really looking forward to this year. I think we have a pretty good team, and it's going to be fun.
Yeah, well, just bringing us back to just on this players only, a lot of times we just want to know the upbringing, the path. We all know you grew up in South Jersey, and you make that decision to go to BC.
Never heard of it?
Yeah,
oh.
I've heard of it. Hey, we were joking the other day. I almost went there.
Yeah,
that was
we'd have taken you.
A long time.
We take big physical guys as well,
physical
small skill guys.
Yeah, and but then I had to go to school, and I was like, I'll just go to the OHL instead. Anyways, could you take us through kind of the decision and going there, and I was asking Schneid's before this too, and. How much of it goes into, once you got there, was there the guys to look up to? I just think of my former teammate, Brian Giotta, BC Eagle, right? Undersized guy, and just the path and what he's done with Team USA. I mean, who was your guys looking up to, and why'd you decide to go to BC?
Yeah, I think a handful of reasons. I think growing up, I was always a huge BC fan. My brother was always a big BU fan, so that rival in our household was huge. And growing up, BC was, I think, the better of the two teams. And then you see a bunch of smaller guys who are going to BC. They're playing well, and after their BC career, they're playing in the NHL. And I think getting to play for a coach like Jerry York was pretty special too. But a lot of reasons went into it. But I think just that aspect of seeing these younger guys play at the collegiate level and then making this step and the transition to the NHL was something that I think for my game was some players that I'd like to follow in their footsteps, I think.
Well, Robert, I don't know if you know this. Johnny, I don't know if you know this, but do you know how somebody went to BC?
Pardon?
Do you know how somebody went to BC? Because they'll tell you.
Sure, yeah.
They'll just tell you. Why wouldn't you? But on that note, you mentioned Coach York, and obviously he was a big impact in my life. Do you have a favorite Jerry York story? I know everyone's got him who went there, but I don't know if there's any you can share or any moments from him. But he's a legend and retired recently. But we always share our good Jerry York stories when we get together.
Yeah, I mean, you got a ton of them, but he treated everyone the exact same, and he expected everyone to show up and play hard and be good individuals off the ice as well. So when you get to play for a coach like that who demands a lot out of his players, not on the ice, but off the ice as well, and in the classroom and little things like that, it doesn't always only help you as a hockey player, but it helps you as a human and a person. And I think it was really, really cool to be able to be coached by him and learn a lot of things, not just on the ice, but off the ice.
So we had the Bean Pot here on NHL Network this year, and I was giving him and Boiler a hard time, just kind of joking around. I'm like, come on, just the tournament. And I actually learned a lot about the tournament this year, working with you guys and the history and the hype around it. But what was it like for both of you guys? I don't know. I mean, I don't think anybody really knows until you've lived it. Like, you're in Boston, you've got BC, BU, Harvard, Northeastern. Like, is it like you're in your own little world during that time? Like, what's it like?
Yeah, it's awesome. It's I don't know. It's hard to explain. It's a tournament that's unlike any other. I think it was almost as cool as winning the Beanpot as it was the national championship. It's just a special tournament, and you know, we're a bunch of young kids get to play in front of 20,000 fans and from the Boston area, and you know, you got different rivals from different schools coming to the game, cheering each team on, and it's just a great atmosphere. And you know, I was very, very you know, privileged to be able to win it three years out of a row, and in BC, and feel like most of the time before I showed up, BC was winning it. So it's great to be a part of that.
Well, I'm glad you won 3 in a row, because I unfortunately went 0 for 3 in my career. So that was a good-looking picture for you. You do find, though, when you're in college, you don't realize that when you get to the next level, the pros, you play with guys from BU or Northeastern or Harvard, and you're talking about it. You're making bets. You're kind of looking. You're watching the tournament, keeping an eye on it, maybe putting a little scratch on it to see if you can make some money. But won a lot of money on you guys winning 3 in a row, so I appreciate that. But yeah, you mentioned the national championship. Again, something I didn't get a chance to win. But you had a big goal. Can you go, describe what it was like to win that national championship and your role in scoring the game-winning goal?
It was a really cool experience as a freshman, getting to win it right away, and just wanted to get back there and do it again. Unfortunately, I never got the opportunity to win it again, but just a really cool experience. I played with a lot of good players that year. I think a lot of them are playing in the NHL right now too. So we had a really good team, a really fun team.
You know what I was thinking about? I mean, you talk about all the great players you played with there. I think back to the World Cup of Hockey. Yeah. And I remember I wasn't working NHL Network at that time. I just retired, and I took my son up to Toronto, and I'm like, I caught those. Your team, North America, was one of the coolest teams I've ever seen. Like, just it was so exciting to watch. And it's easy to say that now. Like, if you were today in 24, we'd be like, Johnny Hockey's on that team. Austin Matthews and Connor McDavid. Like, people like, yeah, obviously it was good. But at that time, like, you guys were young, man. What was it, 23 and under? Like, what did it mean? Like, what was it like? That was fun hockey.
Yeah, that was awesome. It was a really cool experience playing with all those guys. I remember before the tournament, our coach came in. It was like our first day meeting everyone, and you could see all the Americans were kind of sitting with each other at dinner, and all the Canadians were kind of sitting with each other. And by the end of the tournament, the friendships, the bonds we had on that team, just all being in the same shoes, playing in a tournament. Obviously we all want to play for our own countries, but it was a unique situation. We all got to play against the best players in the world. We tried to make the most of it, and you could see towards the end of that tournament, how going to dinners, didn't matter who you were, you Canadian, American nationality, it's everyone was together. It was a good group, and it was unfortunate we didn't get to play in the gold medal or the round robin games, but I think we had a really good team, and I think we missed playoffs by like half a point or something. So.
Yeah, I mean, I was at that tournament. I was on Team USA, and after watching one of your guys' games, we were like, these kids are going to beat the wheels off us when we play them. Thankfully, we didn't even run into you guys because we were a little bit older and slower at that point. But just switching gears here a little bit. Obviously, you're in Columbus. Sneaky fact about Columbus, really great golf scene. Do you have a favorite golf track out there that you like to play a lot, or do you belong somewhere?
I don't belong anywhere. There's a lot of really good courses.
Yeah, underrated.
Yeah, Muirfield, I love playing there.
Yeah.
Jack Rostovic's a member there, and obviously he got traded to New York, so he wasn't around towards the end of the season, so I couldn't sneak on with him at the end of the year. But yeah, there's a Double Eagle out there too, and just a lot of really, really cool courses. And to be able to, I'm not the greatest golfer in the first place, so I tear these courses up when I golf there, but kind of just like the history behind a lot of the courses out there, and just a lot of fun to be able to go out there with the guys and shoot a little bit or golf a little bit and have some fun after the season.
Oh, before you got obviously to Columbus there, you were on, in my mind, I think, a lot of people's mind, the best line in hockey. I mean, you guys, that line with Lindholm, yourself, and Matthew Tkachuk just dominated 5-on-5. So fun to watch. When you and Matty had over 100 points. You had, there it is, right there, 115, 104, and 82, and it was crazy. So we're sitting here now, and are you surprised at all at what Matthew Tkachuk has done down in Florida? You know, like I find it like we knew this about him, but I didn't think it was going to be like from that point on. I was like, oh, he has 104. He'll probably never get 104 again.
Yeah,
you know, in my mind, and like the next year he does. Like it's nuts what he's doing.
Yeah, he's a great player. I mean, he's so good down low in front of the net, and you know, you think you know, players down low in front of that, that's the way he score most of their goals. But you know, then he's got the skill set behind him. That's just he sees the ice so well. He's got a great shot. He's got great hands, and he's not just the down low player. You know, he can make those high end plays, and you know, he just has it all. So to see him, you know, doing well and playing well in the playoffs, and obviously he had a great run last year. Super happy for him, and you know, I'm excited to see what he does in the playoffs this year.
Well, that's good stuff, man. He's been really good, and it's been fun to watch him kind of.
How many punches in the face did you have to get because of him, though? Like, you know what I mean? Like he
he stirs it up.
Yeah, I was the most scrums I've ever been in my life playing with him. It was like 20 games in, and we were in a scrum like every game. I'm like, this is not where I belong. I don't know what I'm doing in these scrums. But
You're shorting my career, dude.
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. Well, that's great. Yeah, that was a fun line to watch. I mean, you guys were just unbelievable. But we're going to switch gears here to a little game called What Were You Thinking? So we're going to show you some clips, either videos or a picture, and we just want to get what was going on in your mind when this was happening. So let's start with a fun one.
This one was for the kids. It was at my charity golf tournament, and we had a professional long ball golfer, I guess, if you call him that. And he said, "Get down on the ground. We're gonna do something for the kids." And then he just piped one down the middle. I didn't trust him right away, but you know, he didn't hit me, and I think we raised a little bit extra money for that too. So I'd do it again if I had to.
I'm sure whoever you're with at the time, Columbus or Calgary, was probably like, "What is he doing right now? Please don't hit him."
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
man.
I don't think. I think I just posted on my social media. They're probably like, "What's this clown doing down in South Jersey right now?"
Like someone called Johnny. He's out of control this summer.
So you take the kid out of South Jersey, can't take South Jersey out of the kid. That's for sure.
Yeah, so it was for my charity for my high school, Gloucester Catholic, down here in South Jersey, and I do a golf tournament every summer. Try to raise as much money as I can to help some kids go to school, and been doing it for 9 years now. So yeah, it's just you know, good cause. I always enjoy doing it.
Oh, that's great.
That's awesome.
Good stuff, man. Yeah. And you live to fight another day.
Yeah,
So,
exactly.
there you go.
Yeah.
And is this at? This is out in Calgary. Obviously, is a Stampede.
Yeah, no, it's Stampeders, their football team. There's a lady that rides the horse up and down the sidelines after the Stamps score a touchdown, and I think I was doing the coin toss or something that day, and I saw the horse ride by me, and I asked to hop on it, and I hopped on it. And my dad grew up on a farm up in Vermont, so I think he's pretty thrilled to see me on a horse.
No.
You have to some prior training to do that. Be confident on that horse.
I'm a big horse fan. I just don't like animals that, like, when they decide you can't control them. Like, I've been on a horse and they're like, the horse will start eating on the side, and the instructor's like, "Can you get the horse to stop?" And I pull, and the horse just yanked me. I almost flew out. I'm like, "No, man, you can eat whatever you want to eat." So.
He's gonna do what he's gonna do.
Yeah, you're high up there. You're high up there.
It's intimidating, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah.
Speaking of you mentioned the Stampede. Did you ever go to the Stampede while you're in Calgary? Is it everything it's cracked up to be? I got invited a few times, but can never go, so I always wanted to.
Yeah, it's really cool. It's an awesome experience to be able to kind of go there and, you know, I guess kind of see the history behind it. You know, the parade, the first day is really cool. You get to ride on the horse again, and you know, ride up and down through the city. I think you go all the way down one city, and then you go all the way back through the other part of the city. And the amount of people come out and you know, kind of just kick off the Stampede. It's the first day, and everyone's like super excited, and it's a really good time. Really cool.
I remember the first time I did meet you. You were in here at the NHL Network Studios, our sister network, MLB Network, and one of the cool parts about being around here, you meet some absolute legends from baseball, right? And you got some little BP, little wiffle ball here with John Smoltz pitching here, or what?
Yeah, I was actually swinging opposite, so I'm actually a lefty.
Oh, that's impressive.
I was swinging righty because there was no wall on the other side to hit over the wall. So switch-handed and found a way to sneak one over the green wall there.
Over the monster.
Over the monster, yeah.
Yeah, every time I see, it's funny. In the building here, I mean, John Smoltz is an absolute. I grew up watching baseball,
me too.
watched him
I
all
loved
the
him.
time.
The 90s
I
Braves.
walk around the hallways around here
Yeah.
because he's bald and he's got a little bit of the goatee. I walk by people, they're like, "Hey, what's up?" And I don't know that person, and they're like, and I walk by, they're like, "Oh, what do you think about the blah blah blah?" I'm like, "I'm not John Smoltz, man." Like, I get it all the time, but it's so cool, man. I remember the first time coming in here and Pedro Martinez. I turn a corner, I run into Pedro, and I'm like, "Are you kidding me
I grew
right
up
now?"
watching Pedro. He was my all-time. I'd
it's
probably
cool.
fanboy over him if I saw him. So
Oh, I didn't know what to say.
Yeah,
and
speechless.
So what did you meet any other guys while you're here?
I think I met a few other players, but it was a long time ago. I kind of forget. But I guess because they weren't Phillies players, I wasn't really thrilled about it. Such a big Phillies fan, but I think just like you said, to have the MLB right there next to you guys, I'm sure you run into a lot of guests, and it's probably pretty cool. Just be able to walk the halls around there.
Have you ever, speaking of hitting that ball over the Green Monster there, have you ever sat in the Monster seats in Boston when you've been back?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Kevin Hazy's brought me to the Cathedral a few times.
All right.
And got some good seats in there, and got to see a few games in there, and just what a cool experience, getting to go to a Red Sox game, and getting to go with Kev, one of my real good buddies. So it was a lot of fun, and hopefully I can get back there again someday because it is a really cool experience.
We'll take that from a Phillies fan as a Red Sox fan.
Yeah,
we'll take that.
Hey, that's a cool spot.
That's all I can ask for.
Yeah, no, that's for sure. We got another one here. Look at that. Look at the hair, buddy. Yeah, what was this?
I don't know what I'm doing.
I like it. I like it, man.
I don't. Honestly, I don't even know what I'm doing here. I think I just was me and Sean Monahan were in a phase of going through mohawks and faux hawks that season, and I got a haircut at the All-Star game that year, and I guess the guy just trimmed me down way too short because that's bad. Something I'll never show my kids. Hopefully they never see that, but it's quite the hairdo.
The internet's forever, my friend, unfortunately. Once they figure it out, trust me, I got an 8-year-old. He can find anything these days.
Yeah.
We got a big goal we'll end it with right here. I mean, what's going through your mind in this moment?
Yeah, just a lot of luck there, I guess. Played against a real good goaltender. He had our number that series. It's tough to get him by on that series, and I think that game we had 60 or 70 shots, and I just kind of threw one on net there. Found a way to sneak right over the shoulder there, and just a really cool goal. Probably one of my favorites, to be honest with you. It's a special goal and sent us to the next round, and it was that's a cool one.
Hey, I'm going to ask you real quick from that angle. Can we keep that picture up, please? And maybe not even necessarily on this play, but I'm just curious from a guy that's still playing. I remember, towards the end of my career, and we talk about a lot on here with the reverse VH. And it's the way when you get those bad angles. At that bad angle, do you know, like, I've got short side elbow, or what's going through your mind? Are you just in this situation just shooting the puck?
No, honestly, in that situation, I'm thinking, honestly, you're trying to aim for the goalie's ear. No goalie wants to get hit in the ear. So I feel like last minute they kind of turn their head. Sometimes you get a nice deflection off the goalie's helmet and it pops right in the net. Or, you're going for the knee. I hate to say it, but the kneecaps, I feel like there's not a whole lot of protection. Is there, Snides? I'm not sure down there.
Yeah, I mean, I don't love when guys drop into that when you're like above the goal line. Like if they drop into that and you see that, because I remember playing against you, you like to try to sneak him in there. You would try to like check to see if the goalie was holding his post because you always try to sift one like up there. I was the guy who would try to hug it and stand up because I'm old school, but I agree with you, man. Like you can only cover so much because in order to get that, you have to like turn your head this way, and most guys don't want to get it off the ear hole. So you're right.
So you don't like getting hit in the ear?
Oh, that hurts the worst. That's the worst to get hit there. So I agree with you. Though, nowadays.
I've never gotten hit in the ear. I can only imagine taking a shot to the ear, and if it happens once, you're probably not going to want to happen again.
Yeah,
so,
exactly.
You try to throw in those areas where, kind of tough for goaltenders, and what's worse happens. Rimming around the boards, and our D gets it, and we get a shot on that, or like what happened. Sneak one in. So.
Well, the worst for a goalie is you do get hit in the ear and it still goes in. You get hit right in the ear and it goes in the net. Yeah. So that's a worse situation for me.
Yeah. No. Hey, well, it was a big goal. Nice location on that one. And hey, we appreciate you coming on. Best of luck over at the World Championships for Team USA, and we'll continue to watch you in Columbus do your thing.
All right. Thank you very much.